AfriForum mobilizes against Expropriation Act with a three-point strategy. In a decisive move against what it views as a direct infringement on property rights, AfriForum laid out a structured resistance against the newly minted Expropriation Act during a press conference in Centurion. The civil rights organization spotlighted their three-pronged approach aimed at invalidating the act, which includes tactical anti-promulgation efforts, legal battles, and an international advocacy campaign. The crux of AfriForum's objection lies in the Act's provisions for possible nil compensation under certain conditions, which they argue bypasses the constitutional requirement for just and equitable compensation and paves the way for arbitrary government action. In response, the organization's first order of business is to thwart the formal enactment of legislation. On a recent Friday, AfriForum made a direct appeal to Dean Macpherson, the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, urging him not to co-sign the proclamation of the act. If Macpherson does proceed with his endorsement, AfriForum is poised to initiate legal action against him alongside President Cyril Ramaphosa for what it cites as irrational authorization. The second phase of their strategy encompasses challenging the constitutionality of the act itself. Citing favorable legal grounds, AfriForum is prepared to hit the courts to overturn or amend the contentious law. Last year, the organization detailed their constitutional concerns in a letter to President Ramaphosa, outlining how the act contravenes established property rights protections. Finally, AfriForum aims to generate global opposition against the act through an international campaign, shedding light on the perceived risks and opening a dialogue with global stakeholders about the potential repercussions reminiscent of similar policies in Zimbabwe and Venezuela, which led to disastrous economic fallout. At the core of their initiative, Ernst van Zyl, head of public relations at AfriForum, emphasized the critical role of organizations like theirs in defending the rights of private property owners against governmental overreach. He highlighted historical precedents and stressed the paramount importance of utilizing every available avenue to counteract the detrimental impacts of the law. As momentum builds, the trajectory of AfriForum's campaign against the Expropriation Act is setting up a significant dialogue on property rights and governmental bounds in South Africa. It remains to be seen how this will reshape the legislative landscape and the potential economic consequences therein. Thank you for choosing Satori News.